remember who I was having that segment. Oh, it was with Zackman Idaho. You know what?
Zackman Idaho?
Yep. It's the Zackman who's in Idaho.
I feel like he's always in Idaho.
As opposed to... do you know multiple Zackmans?
No.
Okay.
But if I ever meet another one.
Because you said Zackman Idaho, and I thought you were going for Sam's old username.
Shagman. I think that might have what made me say it. But
Yeah.
no, I was talking about forget it.
the one and only.
The one and only Zackman on
Yeah.
it.
Maybe I'll bring it up during the podcast.
Well, I mean, this
start
is the
right now, and you
podcast.
can bring it up.
we need to start the podcast.
Well, this is the start of the podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody, to Vandals Offline.
Episode 3
Yeah.
already.
Episode 3.
That's
I
crazy.
thought we were on 4.
Well, we're technically 4, but
This is
episode
technically
3.
4. But the pilot doesn't count, so we're on episode 3.
We don't like to count.
We're on
As
episode
always, we're
3.
your wonderful hosts. I'm Stix.
Weedles.
ZG FenRir.
Terrible
Alright.
name.
And now back to your story about Zackman.
No, there was no. It was just I didn't know if I was talking to you about it or if I was talking to someone else about it.
Well,
but
now you have to
it
talk
was
to us about it.
Zackman. We were talking to DeAndre, who's now a cop. We were asking him if we were filming a TikTok trend called "Catch the Fridge," and say Zackman asked me to film it,
Right.
and he died under a fridge. Am I liable?
Does he know he's going to die?
No, he's trying to catch the fridge for the TikTok.
For the TikTok trend.
Right.
I get it. I don't think you're, like, necessarily... if you don't do anything, then yeah.
So if I pushed it,
Isn't
then it's on you.
assisted
Okay.
suicide?
no, I just filmed it.
Oh,
But
okay.
He
no,
tried
but
to
you
catch-
just said if you pushed...
No, but forget that.
Okay.
I just filmed it. He
Right,
tried to
okay,
catch the
okay.
fridge. What are we talking about? Move on to something else.
Well, we're talking about Zackman.
we were.
That-
we
that's
love
relevant.
Zackman.
We love
Star
Zackman.
player on a Rocket League
Would he
team.
catch Would he catch it?
Yeah, he'd catch it.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
he would-
yeah, it'd be fine.
I can't
He would catch it with one hand and then,
true.
like,
hit a musty flip reset.
yeah, while just one-handed hit Grand Champ and then easy money.
And you're inviting a cop to this? Why?
He was on the Rocket League team.
The cop was?
Yeah, he's a cop now.
Oh, okay.
He graduated and became a cop.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Still, my most favorited Rocket League player to come through here is Jack O'Brien.
Jack O'Brien. Shout out Jack O'Brien. We miss you.
I think he must have been before my time.
He
'cause
was.
I do not know who this
He was
person
very.
is.
He was.
He was Jack O'Brien.
He was actually first iteration of the team.
Really?
Yeah, we love Jack O'Brien.
But-
Can't really talk about the things he did on stream, but we do love him. What have you been up to today?
Today?
Yeah.
Oh man. Today it's been a pretty busy day, all things considered. We have not spent a whole lot of time in the lab.
We finished painting. Renovations are getting done.
Yes.
Paintings are done. We're about to mount some equipment onto the walls here
We've
soon.
got the last pieces of furniture we need to complete
Yeah.
renovations for the most part.
I think everybody's gonna love the lab when they come in.
Or you'll
fall.
hate it.
And it's not your decision. It's our
And it's
decision
done
that we're making
anyway.
right
Yeah.
now. So
They're gonna love it. It looks great already with just the half of it done, and I'm excited about getting the other half
We're
done,
4
so-
white guys renovating an esports lab.
It's true.
it's like every single summer you come back and something new happened.
Yeah.
Like last year it was the carpet is in here and
The carpet, and did we
And the
paint
painting,
before? Yeah, the
yeah.
carpet and the paint was the big
So-
ones.
My goal is to have it all done by the semester.
well,
f-
yeah.
for
I
sure.
want it to
We
be
should have it
fully
all.
looking nice and sick. Studio, analyst, studio, shoutcasting booth.
Hopefully we've sold our naming rights to him.
No.
No
Probably
naming
not.
rights yet.
No.
No leaks then in that case.
No leaks.
You won't know who. If you want, there are naming rights. So if you've got like a solid 10K in your pocket, you
Hey.
can have the naming rights for our studios.
We like any kind of sponsors. I won't say that. We like sponsors only if you align with us.
With our
Yeah.
ideas.
We'll work with people, but we're not just going to work with just anybody.
Yeah, no.
Unless you offer us enough, I guess.
Mr. Beast Arena.
That'd be sick. That would be very cool if we got
Shout
Mr.
out
Beast to
Mr.
make an
Beast.
arena for us.
Speaking of today, UIDAHO Bound.
Yeah, this is your guys' first UIDAHO Bound, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was.
What'd you guys think?
I'm pretty bad at it.
Yeah, I'm very bad.
We got better at it after you left because we had no
we had
choice.
to.
We
were
had
the
no
ones
choice.
talking.
Yeah. that-
Had a
Trial
bunch
by
of
fire.
people come through. A lot more women came through than men did that were interested in
True.
the esports.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I think because this was one of the first UIDAHO Bounds for the summer is when a lot of the kids are here and they're like, oh, so that it's a lot more diverse, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just as for UIDAHO Bound stats.
I did also say I think it's hard to get gamers to come to our booth because most of them are already at home playing games instead of going to UIDAHO Bound. But
We found like 6 or 7 people that seemed like genuinely interested in the teams.
Yeah, in the competitive side, and we had a couple others that were just like, "Oh yeah, I'm just here to casually game as well," and we're like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, well, we'll take you."
And we've learned only the cool parents like us.
True.
There's plenty of parents that would side eye us as they walk by and they go, "No, you're not. Yeah, you're not doing esports."
And then the kids would
Lame.
look back longingly, like, "I think I
Oh,
will
like-
do
no, we'll
esports."
see him. We'll see him in the.
I'll be
in the
there
s-
at tryouts.
Yeah, we'll see him in the fall for sure.
But yeah.
College about being rebellious.
Yeah. College is about finding yourself, and there's no better place than at the UIDAHO Esports.
I don't know if you'd find yourself here. You might find
You
yourself.
might find your teammates.
Yeah, you might find yourself amongst other people, but
True.
That's fair.
that's also a good outcome, I think.
Yeah, UIDAHO Bound was interesting.
Yeah.
I've never been to any of them, so even when I was a student.
Yeah, basically for those who don't know what UIdaho Bound is it's an opportunity that the University of Idaho puts on where prospecting and future students who are going to come to the University of Idaho or who want to show up here can just kind of show up and get a tour of what campus is like and see all the cool things that you can do and take your parents with you. So
They had burgers.
yeah, there was free lunch there.
They did have burgers.
I was more interested in the food.
And we found out that me and Colby are better than
And when?
FenRir and Big Boss at Smash Bros.
Really?
Yeah, we cooked.
Is there any proof about this, or is this
Nope,
just
no proof.
claims? And, all right.
We did 2v1 both of you,
That is true.
and we did kind of stomp Wayne one time.
You did stomp
Yeah,
it
he
that
did.
He
time
took
that you
one-
won. That
one
was
stock
crazy.
off
Yeah,
person
but he
and-
did jump off the edge.
Hey, that's
No,
not our
no,
fault.
no, no,
That's not
no.
our fault.
That was his fault.
We hit him, and then he fell.
Yeah.
He just couldn't recover. But yeah, so we're learning some Smash. The Smash players better watch out. We might be taking their spots on teams.
Yeah, no, we definitely won't. We're pretty
We're
goated.
pretty bad.
As long as we get our main.
I'm at this point, with how much you've been talking about how much you would want to get your main, I feel like you've just it's the longest bait that I've ever seen where it's like, oh, he just doesn't have a main in this
No,
game.
I
but he just
do.
keeps
I
saying-
do have a main, but when I random, it's my main
Mm.
because random is my main.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a main.
That's
It's just
you-
like
you
there's
suck
more
in
characters that
general.
I'd rather play than others.
Oh, yeah.
Found out I'm okay at Rob.
Oh, really?
I was gonna say you're okay at Rosalina.
I'm horrible at Rosalie.
You
In,
almost-
in
you
the
almost-
doubles, you were doing
you,
well.
You almost beat Wayne.
I'm just not doing well. It's too much thinking.
Did more than I could in that level. I don't remember who I was playing.
I think you were playing Lucas. No, that was not Lucas.
I was playing by myself.
You're
He was
playing
Toon
Toon Link. That's
Oh
what
was
yeah,
Toon
I'm
Link,
not a
that's
good
right.
Toon Link. I guess I'm pretty good with princesses apparently.
I think I'm bad at sword characters.
Is Daisy a princess?
Yes.
Yeah.
Princess Daisy? Lame.
And Princess Peach.
I thank you. I knew that one.
Yahoo! Pretty good at Wario though.
Shut up. I'm done with Smash.
My bike.
My bike. Let's get our CS segment out of the way.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh,
we
we've
love
got-
it.
we've got
Counter-Strike,
some stuff to talk
baby.
Stage 2 going down.
Nope. Stage
Finished
3
Stage
going
3
down.
going down, excuse me. I forgot.
Pretty good.
03s, we have Liquid and Amiga. Rest in peace, NACS. Out of the
Yeah.
major entirely.
Completely. Other
Three
than
O's?
Elige
3 O's, Spirit,
and Mounds.
Spirit,
And
Furia.
Furia. Who would've guessed
Vitality.
that?
Vitality losing their 30
Oh my-
game win streak
Oh my god.
to a tier 3, tier 2 team Legacy.
Oh my. How?
Crazy.
How do you guys lose your 5-month in a row streak of winning games to Legacy?
It was Stomp, too, right?
It
They
was- it
lost
was
like
a-
13 to 3,
it was a
13-5?
13-3.
Wow.
And-
So badly.
And they've been cooking so far after that.
Yeah.
They're just kind of stomping through. So they got back in their groove, but
It was a slum from not playing.
I would say
official
it is
matches and then
it's probably in their best interest that they lost that match. That is probably the best match they could have lost in this major instead of losing it in playoffs because then, you're out.
right.
So they can still easily
Fair.
win this major.
Ruined my 3-0 pick.
My picks are no
The
one cares
picks are
about
so
pick'ems.
bad. This major is so scuffed for picks.
This is
Even
gonna be the-
Bigfoot agrees.
This is gonna be the
Check
world.
on Twitter.
Bigfoot
Mhm.
does agree. This is going to be the world's rarest diamond coin.
It's
for
so bad.
CS.
It's so bad. They usually release the stats of like how many, and Shanghai was bad. I think this one will be worse.
We will also be in Austin next Friday.
Oh yeah, so podcast is gonna be interesting.
Potty time might be filmed in Austin.
Yeah, maybe. We may have split potty time.
By the way, we call potty time.
We
yeah,
call it
podcast.
podcast potty
It's
time.
potty time. This is our potty time.
They have a running joke that they're doing with this. We don't actually. Well, we do actually call it this.
We do call it. It's potty
If
time.
if over half of the podcast members call it potty time, it's called potty time.
But he also
Right.
calls it potty time.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, so we might be filming that. It'll be a weird episode next week, or
Yeah,
not
we'll
next
see
week.
what happens.
I guess no, next week, 'cause this comes out next week, and then next.
It'll be
Forget it.
2 weeks from now. Episode
5.
5.
2 weeks from when we're filming it.
Yeah.
1 week from when it's out. It'll be
Episode
episode
five?
4.
Episode 5.
I thought we were on 3.
We're on 3. So episode 4.
Episode. We're really good at this whole
You
podcast.
guys are
thing,
really
man.
messing me up right now.
We're struggling. We don't really have very much topics today.
Well, I was getting rid of
Oh yeah, getting rid of our CS.
getting rid of our CS, since all we
Um,
talk about CS.
Anything?
Liquid Mouse was a crazy game.
That was-
We
that
just
was
finished
close.
watching that.
That was a good game.
I really wanted Liquid to win.
Crazy. I did too. Crazy teams to be in the O2
In the
pool.
O2 pool, yeah.
Probably some of the best teams, and they were down there.
Yeah.
Rough stage 3 for a lot of teams, except
But-
for Spirit and Furia.
Yeah, Furia upsetting who were they playing?
VP.
Yeah, that's fair.
VP's been playing well.
VP's been playing well, but Furia is also not a horrible team, so
Sometimes.
I think that's acceptable.
I bet they go out round 1 playoffs.
I don't know if anyone put them 3-0, but
No,
unless they just clicked random. But
which was a better bet than most.
so Furia and Spirit guaranteed spots in playoffs.
Yeah,
First 2 teams to
for
do it.
now. We'll figure out there a lot more tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot more tomorrow. So again, I mean, at this point, it's already passed. We'll know the outcomes by the time this comes out.
We'll know what playoffs is.
But yeah. So be looking forward to I believe this upcoming Thursday will be the first matches of playoffs, right? Or is it-
Yes, there's a break on Wednesday, and then playoff starts Thursday.
So yeah, Thursday. Go ahead and tune in to the Blast streams, YouTube, Twitch,
Maybe you'll see us on stream.
or Blast TV.
That'd be really cool if we did
Probably
see you guys
not.
on stream.
Yeah,
I mean, the
we're all
crowd
the
is
way
gonna
up
be
at the
so
back.
big. Oh, are
Yeah,
you?
we
Okay.
didn't pay $700 extra to go closer.
Yeah,
Mm.
we didn't pay $1,500 for floor seats.
They're expensive.
That
It was
is
really bad.
very
Yeah.
expensive.
But
Do you know if it's sold out?
I think
I
it's
think
sold
it's
out.
sold out almost day of.
Wow.
Because we were looking at it literally hours after they went live, and we were struggling to find seats.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll
'Cause
tell you, it's gonna
we-
be a good event.
Because we overslept.
we did oversleep.
It wasn't even that I overslept. I just forgot.
Yeah, I was like, oh, and I looked and I was like, oh my god,
We need to
they're
get some
so
seats.
gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it'll be fun. It's gonna be an epic
It's
time.
gonna be awesome.
We're gonna have a lot of people there with us.
What else are you guys planning on doing other than just watching the
Getting
events
arrested.
happening?
Nothing.
Like there's no like art
CS is
booths that you're gonna go through. There's not like, oh, we're gonna go to this
I mean,
spot in
I don't-
Austin.
No, we'll definitely do things.
Yeah, there'll be other
downtown,
things,
because
but I don't
the
know.
days aren't going to be very long. Like
Yeah.
at least there'll be days where it's like it's short and we have just time. So we'll probably go downtown Austin. I know the center is very close to downtown Austin.
Mm.
Moody Center.
Maybe we'll go to Joe Rogan's Comedy Club. I know that's down there. I like comedy clubs. I've never been to one. I've been to a comedy show.
Oh.
One.
I've not.
Shane Gillis.
That's a good one to go to.
It was a good one. I loved it.
What's your favorite comedian?
What's my favorite comedian?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to remember what his name is now.
Kevin Hart.
No, it is not Kevin Hart. Let me see if I'm still subscribed to him on YouTube. It's
Who's
the
your
guy with
favorite?
the lisp. He has a lisp.
Mike Tyson.
I don't think Mike Tyson is a comedian there, buddy. But
I don't know anyone that has a lisp.
I mean,
Oh, no, that's a stutter.
Oh, it is a stutter. No, it is that guy. Sorry,
Drew Lynch.
Drew Litch. Yeah, Drew Litch is hilarious. I love that guy.
yeah.
My mom has seen him live.
Oh, really?
I'm also a big fan of Shane Gillis. I also like Josh Wolf. I think he's from Boise.
Really?
I don't know Josh Wolf. I
haven't
might
heard of him either.
if I saw a
he's an older
picture of
guy.
him. If I saw a pic, I'll look it up right now. Just
Um,
out of curiosity. I think Shane Gillis is probably my favorite.
Also, what's his name? Brad Williams.
You say Josh Wolf?
Yeah, Brad Williams is really funny. He's got dwarfism.
Oh, this
Mm.
guy. I have seen this guy.
He's pretty funny.
Yeah. My only other guy that I know of is Brian Regan.
Brad Williams is pretty funny too.
But yeah, comedians are funny.
Yeah,
believe it
they're
or not.
great.
Chat, what's your favorite?
No one
Let us know in the comments.
If you say ZG FenRir, I will go subscribe to you on YouTube.
Also, why is nobody commenting on our episodes? We're
It
getting views. Nobody's commenting.
We
No
are
one
getting
watches them on
pretty good views,
YouTube.
honestly. I've been looking at this the stats for the podcast. I was like, oh, we'll probably get like 15, 20 views per episode, but no, we're cranking around 40 or so by the
Yeah,
time
we're getting
everything settles
close.
down. So that's doubled my expectations, which has been nice.
Yeah. Thank
So-
you guys for listening. We appreciate the hype early on.
Yeah.
Hoping it continues to grow as we do more and more episodes. We talk about different things, bring on different guests.
Yeah, I think especially getting into the fall semester too is when
Yeah.
we're gonna start getting a lot more content that we can talk about, as well as people we can.
And people want to watch it live.
No. No.
No,
We're gonna have to find
we'll
a time.
definitely
We're
not
gonna have
do
to
it.
find a time to do it.
I think we'll have to do it in the morning. Or not in the mornings, in,
Morning
like
or
the
late at
afternoon.
night.
Morning potty time, guys.
Either morning or late at night.
So, but
Speaking of setting low expectations, I know you have some topic to talk about,
you
Vincent.
had a
I
topic
do
to
have a
talk-
topic for you guys. You know what's crazy? So I was perusing Twitter, as one does for just regular news and for memes and for
right.
depressing realizations about life.
'Kay.
And I came across this crazy post that I had to do a double take about.
Is it Bigfoot talking about your pick'em?
It is not Bigfoot talking about our pick'ems. You should check out UIDAHOEsports on Twitter to figure out
If
what
you want to see
pick'em-
what we're talking about.
if
We'll
we're
talk
talking
about
that.
Bigfoot vlogs after this.
But I was scrolling around, and I'm sure you guys know what Game Theory is, right? The
Right.
YouTube
Well,
channel.
yeah, it's just a
Obviously.
theory,
Hosted
though.
by legendary content creator Matthew Patrick, right?
He retired though.
He did retire.
But that's just a theory.
Well, it's no longer theory because he's come out of retirement with a brand new announcement where he says, after 2 years of work, Steph and I have just launched the Creator Economy Caucus in the House of Representatives. A bipartisan group where creators can work alongside the lawmakers to ensure legislation is timely and relevant to internet age. Basically, what he's doing is he's created a group of internet savvy people to help with law enforcement about the internet and making like actual
good changes. And stuff.
good changes in
Interesting.
legislation. In
So like
in the US economy.
actual like representatives in the higher up government,
Yeah.
rather than like local law. Kind
Correct.
Of thing.
And
Gotcha.
the stuff I think they're going to cover is going to be like, internet laws, who owns what kind of things do like artists need to do in order to combat AI, like how do we determine who owns what when it
Gotcha.
comes to the kind of content creation that people are making, as well as like, these gaming companies can't just like put microtransactions in their games that are predatory for the sake of being
Right.
predatory, you know what I mean? So this is really exciting and big news.
I think it's very interesting, and I'm curious to see where it goes, like what happens with it.
I think one of the nice things too is the fact that it is MatPat that is the one backing this and is
Right.
like, I've announced this. He's a huge head in just the
Yeah.
internet as sphere as a whole.
For sure.
And so
it's someone that knows the internet
Yeah.
too. That's the kind of people you need running it.
so I'm like, I definitely think that he has the power and the knowledge in order to actually get stuff done. So
Instead of like the kind of legislation that we have currently, where it's
Mhm.
90-year-old people who are scared that connecting to Wi-Fi is gonna.
The Bluetooths are gonna take
Yeah,
over our brains.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's an old school.
Given
one,
I
wow.
still don't know how Bluetooth works.
Nobody does.
It's a lot like batteries.
It's magic.
You don't know.
It's magic. But yeah, there were some pretty funny memes that I saw come out of this where it's like, in the year like 2040, we're gonna have a lot of the new Gen Y and Gen Z people who are like, we're really gung ho about getting MatPat and Markiplier as president, and that's just what we're diehard fans about.
Yeah.
I
Or
can't-
Mr. Beast.
I could see it happening.
Yeah,
I
Mr.
could
Beast
too.
versus Matthew Patrick, I think would be a crazy. Who would you vote between the two?
Mr. Beast. Sorry.
Realistically, Mr. Beast wins it.
Oh yeah, for sure, Mr. Beast wins it just based on numbers alone. But I think I would vote MatPat. Just personally.
Is that red or
maybe.
blue?
Is that
MatPat's
red-
blue.
is that
MatPat
red or-
blue.
is that
Mr.
red or
Beast red
blue?
is the who they would run for.
Gotcha.
So
Not trying to get political on here. That's one thing I avoid here.
it's a fun hypothetical though.
No, I know, but I don't share my political views
Oh.
around certain people.
He votes for
talking about me.
turtles and
Oh.
Yeah, that.
You
Random
voted
things.
Franklin the turtle?
Yeah, I did.
That's Beast.
no Franklin from GTA.
No, you're thinking of Mr. Beast.
Oh, okay.
That's who I'd vote for, is Mr. Beast.
I see. Gotcha.
You know how much money he has?
It's
A lot of money.
Enough money to make us an arena.
Enough money to rent out
Feastables Arena.
the entirety of Disneyland.
Yeah, that was crazy. I
Disney
cannot
World.
believe he did that. I thought it was land.
I didn't watch the video.
Well, he makes chocolate bars.
Really?
Yeah.
They're not very good.
They're okay.
I'm sorry, Mr. Beast.
No,
Unless-
feasible. Don't say that.
They're okay.
Dude, the whole point was that we want them
Oh,
on.
sorry.
Yeah.
If Mr. Beast sees it, that's crazy.
Dude, feasibles aren't bad.
I've never had one. They don't sell them at the places that I go
Sell
to buy 'em.
at
Where do
Walmart.
you get one?
Walmart.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen
I wouldn't say
one
they're
there.
bad. They're nothing crazy.
Hmm.
I would have it probably over a Hershey. Given Hershey's is just not that good. It's pretty good on like a s'mores.
Well,
I would
a
have to
stick of
have them
wax.
side by side to say which one's better, but
I've had like nice chocolates compared to Hershey's. Hershey's is just so
Yeah.
meh.
it's okay.
Meh. It's half okay. We're not getting sponsored by Hershey's anytime soon.
No.
I'll tell you
I don't. I
that.
don't think that they don't do anything gaming related, do they? Do you think?
Does
I-
Hershey's game?
There's
I
a
have no
lot of
idea.
more. There's a lot more companies that do gaming related sponsors than you'd think.
Really?
Because we've looked into a few of them, and like, there's just a bunch of them. Like, really? They're sponsored by these people, or
Mm.
like,
We can't get any of them.
we can't get any of them. They hate us.
I'm trying.
You are trying your. I will applaud you for how
I'm
much effort you're putting in.
I'm trying my
trying
best,
to get
dude.
these sponsors. We've sent a lot of emails. I've watched you send a lot of emails.
And then I
out to
get,
these
then I
people.
get, they go, nah. I go, okay,
Sure.
whatever.
Maybe next time.
I don't even cry that much about it.
Did you ever hear back from Extron about getting a sponsorship?
Nah,
from
I
them?
never even got an email back.
That's so sad.
I think they
Extron
just-
was one I was actually looking forward
I
to.
think they just blocked me. So
You want me
Don't
to
be.
try?
I don't think yours will have much
I'll
more.
just send the same email.
Yeah,
Don't even change the signature at the bottom. It's still just you.
just me again. Hey, me again. Different email this time.
You guys didn't respond to my other
I
one.
think you missed my first one.
I'll send it again, however many times I need.
Is there any hype news in gaming? Any games coming out soon, or
Games coming out soon? I have no idea.
Did you hear that they announced a new Invincible fighting game?
I did hear that. Yeah.
no?
I don't know if that'll be good or not.
Did you watch Invincible at all or no?
I did.
Okay. I also did not. But I heard it's really good.
It is very good.
So yeah, they're making I think they said a 3v3 tag fighting game.
That sounds terrible.
It's supposed to be really hype.
It would only be hype if it's an open world. That sounds way more hype.
I think you just don't play fighting games.
I
No.
don't.
Yeah, that
Nor would I be hyped about them.
that
This
makes
is
sense.
the same
So
kind of segment we had before, where we were talking about our interests in esports and stuff. It's like, well, I'm interested in fighting games, then I would enjoy the fighting game. But like,
really, what I think we should just do, what we should try and do, is sit down and have people like, oh, I would be interested in this category if I found a game I liked, and then we can just sit them down and be like, oh, here's a couple games that you might want to try in that case.
right?
We're not trying to adopt people into gaming.
Why not?
That's not our job.
Our job is to make a cool-looking lab.
Yeah. And talk on a
And talk on
podcast
potty
that people
time.
don't listen to.
That is true. The first part, not the second part. People listen.
No, they don't.
Some people listen.
We do. I'll watch it back.
It's me 37 times watching the video back, and then it's you two with the other two
Yeah.
views.
That's how it works.
It's how we roll.
I
Well,
will say, shouts out back in the day for the Twitch meta in order to get affiliate, where you would just have yourself on 2 other accounts be the 3 viewers you would need.
That's
that-
crazy.
That's your 3rd monster of today, bro.
It's actually the first of today.
Oh, was that the one that was cold or was not cold originally? I thought you just drank it already.
So you think he had 3 in the
Yeah.
time before when we first tried to start the podcast?
Yeah.
And now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you
Anyway.
seen him? Look at him.
Let's talk pop culture.
What's in
Oh,
pop culture?
Bigfoot vlogs.
Oh, dude. Oh, my
Anyone else been watching Bigfoot
Yeah.
and Yeti vlogs?
They better be with how much I'm seeing them these days.
Oh, I think you're only seeing them because of us.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know.
Because we literally have been watching them at work. They're gas.
Yeah, they're so funny and they're so entertaining for like no reason.
What do you mean, no reason?
Okay, well you can just watch them and then continue to watch them.
Well, it's an adventure every time.
Continue going.
It's something new every
It's
time.
like we watched the one that was literally just him cooking. It wasn't funny. It was just him cooking and doing tutorials on cooking for like 4 minutes, and we
That's
watched the whole
true.
thing.
I saw one with his friend Goose. I can't remember what he named him. And he's like, yeah, he's nice here. And then it cut, and he went, what, you expected me to be cooking him this time, didn't you? And then it cut again, and he went, well, the goose had to take a walk. We're cooking up some wings. I'm like, oh. You never know.
Bigfoot vlogs is hilarious.
You can't really talk about all the things that they do in Bigfoot vlogs, but I know most people, if anyone's listened to this, has seen Bigfoot vlogs.
If you haven't seen them, you should look it up.
Just
It's
search
hilarious.
up Bigfoot and Yeti vlogs. That's all you need.
For AI content, I found them generally pretty entertaining, and then occasionally I'd be like, wow, that was a crazy banger, where I was just not expecting. Like the one where it's like, I'm so bad at remembering stuff.
That is funny.
Well, why you think they also look really good?
Yeah.
Like it's
For
Bigfoot.
AI, compared to what
like-
AI looked like last
Oh,
year
100%.
generating videos, it looks great.
I know Kolb never knew what I was talking about when I brought it up, but when I think of the first things of AI, it was the Will Smith eating spaghetti.
Yeah,
That looked horrifying.
it was really bad,
Now we have Bigfoot and Yeti vlogging.
and they look really good.
And
Maybe
maybe
it's a
not.
live camera.
Maybe it's not AI.
Maybe it's not AI.
Maybe they're real.
I have this theory that they saw maybe like a couple of them were AI, and then they somehow got a hold of it, and they were like, "Oh wait, they're making this, and it's not us. This is AI." And then they're like, "We'll just make our own now because we can do that."
Yeah, but then we saw Yeti morph a monster can into a pair of sunglasses.
Well, that one might have been AI.
in a matter of milliseconds.
That one
it was
might have
crazy.
been AI.
It was
That
very
or-
crazy.
Bigfoot, known as a wizard,
It was Yeti, so
or Yeti is a wizard.
Bigfoot was driving the police car. So
They're so good. Go ahead and watch them.
So yeah, I'm curious to see how AI is going to interact with the rest of the internet. You guys have seen me interacting with Spock in the back, where I'm not going to say an AI hater. I don't hate AI, but I am a cautionary
Right.
enthusiast about AI, where
Well-
there's just a lot of unknowns about how it works.
after seeing how quickly it's advanced from where it was to now, I will definitely be getting scammed when I am older.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
When I'm older, soon.
Yeah.
If
Well,
Bigfoot asked me for my social security, it's his. Or never mind.
That one's a little crazy, but yeah, the advancements are crazy, and I do like that some like the VO3 that we've been testing with will not let you do real people.
yeah.
That
like
is,
if you put in a person's name, they will not let you do it.
but it's scary because that means they can easily.
they can
but
do it,
they
but
have
they block it.
Yeah, they block it for regulation reasons.
So-
Luckily,
Which I think is good.
it's
Well,
very,
it's
very,
good.
very good.
But people are finding ways to get around it for sure.
Yeah, well, without a doubt.
Well,
So-
because we found a way to get Joe Vandal pretty much not identically made, but close enough to be like, oh, that is Joe Vandal.
But he's
for
also
sure.
a mascot.
Mm.
yeah, and people can also just get their own AI engines
Yeah, true.
and make that kind of stuff.
So that's a little bit scary.
Because yeah, could you imagine? Like, I know we at one point had the the videos of AI Donald Trump and Barack Obama playing the video games, where they're like,
Oh, it was just the voices.
need to throw the grenade better, man. Like, you got to cover me.
That's
voices?
not. That wasn't even.
Those are really funny.
That
I
one's,
really
that
enjoyed
one's
those.
more not necessarily. Like, I guess it is
It
AI
was
generating. It's
AI,
AI
Correct.
generating the voice.
Correct.
But that's it.
But with AI now, we can just literally generate Donald Trump doing a thing, and people will not be able to tell if it's real or fake or not,
Right.
just based on what they see happen. You know, that's what scares me the most.
And now we've become a AI podcast.
Bigfoot talking to you, but then in the end, he turns out to be cake.
What are the
Whoa.
odds we just do a podcast one and we just have it like read all of our voices and just do
Oh,
a
people have
podcast
already talked
without
about
us
this.
doing it?
It is. I don't know if it's happened already, but
That's
people
crazy.
have theorized what it would be like if we just took a podcast show. Usually, you would need a show with like 50 to 100 episodes already,
Right.
and then they would take and see what would come out
Well,
of
it doesn't make much. It doesn't take much for AI audio things to be able to recreate audio.
Yeah.
So if
Mhm.
I threw in maybe like 10 to 30 minutes of me talking, it could recreate it almost perfectly. Already.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because it pulls how you say certain words and different like chunks of words,
Mm-hmm.
I've messed around with it a little bit on there's this software that does like
the songs.
songs, and you can upload your own things, but you need like 30 minutes to an hour to get the best
Right.
Mm.
like quality out of it. And I just don't have that kind of patience. So
But
I'll
I-
never be an AI singer.
I enjoy AI. I think it's pretty cool. I know there's some people that are like, no, AI bad. I think it's personally, I think it's super cool. And things that we aren't utilizing and should be for like certain things. Like there are pieces of like starting out in coding,
Mm-hmm.
because this is what I was using it for the past like 6 months.
Yeah.
Is I'm horrible at coding. I know what I want it to do, and I know like enough about simple coding that if it has problems, I can fix it. But I don't want to sit there and write a code for 45 minutes when I can just ask AI to be like, hey, can you make this simple code that people have made thousands and thousands and thousands of times,
Mm-hmm.
and it just does it in like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
It's super efficient, and it's super helpful and easy to use. And I think people just need to embrace that.
I think the pushback doesn't come from personal use, though. Like, I don't think there's many
Right.
people that dislike the personal use aspect of it.
No.
There's
no.
people that are genuinely scared of it, and then there's people that think that it'll do things that, like, takes their jobs and stuff like
Right.
that.
Well, I was watching a podcast episode about how AI is going to take over jobs, and this is actually a pretty normal cycle of things to happen. Where, and this is going to be a little bit nerdy, but generally, like when the computers came out, for example, right? People were originally by hand typing out things on a typewriter for data tracking, and like that was a person's job, where they would literally just input numbers into a system, and that was it.
Right.
And then a computer came along, which it can do it, and it does it automatically, and it's really fast. And so that, in and of itself, wiped out a bunch of jobs, right? But I would argue we're in a better spot because of it, for sure.
Easily.
Mm-hmm.
And so the AI is just going to do the same thing. Now, we happen to be in a quote-unquote not recession right now, which I think is not hurting our case for AI taking over some of these jobs right now. But it generally is a good thing in a work cycle for
And I
that
think
kind of stuff.
there are certain things like AI can only do so much until like it discovers something new or we discover something new.
Oh, yeah.
Like I think people that are high level in their fields don't need to worry about it. Now people low level learning things, it already knows what you're learning.
Yeah.
Because there's higher level stuff. So I think if you're in a decent spot with your career and you're confident in your ability, I don't think that you have much to worry about. But it's the low level stuff that people see as, I guess, mindless or
Menial
like
is the word that I would use, like a menial task. of some
trivial tasks, like
Mhm.
things that you're just like, oh yeah, I have to enter this into a spreadsheet for 40 minutes. I just have to pull from a different document. Like that's
Yeah, but
can be done super
a
quickly.
lot of the things it's not necessarily taking it over, though. It's just making it
Making
that
it
much
easier.
easier.
Yeah.
Which
So-
could be bad, could be good.
I know there was talks several years ago and even probably this year just coming up that's like people talking, is AI going to be the next big thing? Is it going to do what people are expecting it to? Is it going to fall? Is it going to fail? And I personally think it's going to exceed what people expect.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't think it can fail.
There's
where
no
it's
way
at now.
where it's at now.
Right.
Even just the fact that we've started it. Where
It's
we're at, there's no way.
it's too far for it to possibly fail because it can do things that people can't.
And to me it's the fun part of it's becoming commercialized now. How long has government and private companies had this technology before they released it?
I wouldn't say long.
I don't think very
Because
long.
it was the people that owned ChatGPT that were like the biggest ones, and they were completely open, and then people were buying, like they were getting bought out and stuff like that.
I think that we were at the point of right before AI was coming out. I do think that the government and the really high enterprises did have the super advanced technology in computers where it's like, oh, we've written a script that will do this thing because we have really minutely figured out every single line of code that we need to get right in order for this to be as optimized and perfect as possible.
Right.
But they weren't using artificial intelligence to do it. They were
No.
still manually having the super experts being the ones to do it for them. Whereas
And
now we have access to the AI.
the way with AI, it also wouldn't be as effective as it is now because it needs
Mm-hmm.
all the people using it learning all the
Yes.
things from them, and that's how it gets so smart to where it is.
I'm so emaily.
That's me. That's me. I'm so emaily.
That was an email or an email. I'm dying. That was an AI talk that I didn't expect we would be having.
Yeah, our director's going to be happy about that.
No, I was thinking more of a seal.
Oh,
He'll like that segment.
he'll probably listen to it on repeat.
Hopefully. I don't know if he even listens to our podcast normally.
He
man.
doesn't.
He does hate us.
He doesn't. He hates us. That's okay though.
Sometimes I think it's funny that our director, for those of you who aren't aware, is like, how much older than you? Like 25 years older than us at this
Well,
point?
he's older than you by like 5,
5
since you're 45.
Right, okay. Not true, Chad.
I'm 22.
You're 22.
So
You're
he's-
I'm
22.
22.
Yeah.
I'm feeling 22.
I don't know about you.
No, I'm almost 24. Is how old I am.
So he's 23. He finally tells me.
Finally lets
You've
us
never
know.
asked.
I have. We have had this conversation
you
6
go,
times.
"Nah,
Nah.
45.
No, because every time I say that, you go, "You never asked," and I get, "I did," and you
Dude,
told me you
that's
were 45.
That's a post. CG FenRir's real age leaked.
Confirmed. 45.
Confirmed 45. Oh, dang it.
Leaked.
Unfortunate. What are you going to ask for next? My date of birth?
Yes.
August
12th.
2002.
Your mouth's a little off. Try again.
But you're 1 year older than me.
It's like
He's
a year and most of another year.
He's going to
So
be 24.
2001.
Correct. Whoa.
August 2001. 22nd.
I think I might have hit it on the head. But you'll never know.
We'll never
Chad.
know, though.
It is in August.
I
though.
also could be lying. I could be 45.
He
No,
could be
I know it's
45,
in. I know it's in
canonically.
August. You let that leak earlier today.
Did I?
You did.
I
You
just
did.
did.
You did. Because or it was a couple days ago when I said you're 46, and you went, nope, still 45, not till August.
Oh, I
Chad,
did say
he's
that.
letting his guard down. Soon we'll have his social.
Soon.
We're getting there. We're breaking him.
You can ask for it. I think you guys are more likely to get my phone number than my social security number.
Could probably get it if I just asked, and you went, really?
You want my phone number?
Sure.
You want it, Chad? Really? You sure? And then I find out you're an AI
You
generated
could just
version
make
of-
fake
Yeah.
Twitter or Tinder accounts and then get it.
You use Tinder?
No.
You use Bumble?
No.
Grinder?
Grindr.
Once. Once.
First and only match.
He does really like sandwiches.
That's what
No,
Grinder's
no, no.
for.
Specifically
Grilled
grilled cheese
cheese.
sandwiches.
Specifically.
What's your favorite kind of sandwich? Grilled cheese?
No, it's not grilled cheese.
What?
What do you mean what?
My whole life is a lie.
You're what? You
Grilled
literally
cheese is-
you literally have a day dedicated to grilled cheese.
Yeah, because it's cheap and it tastes good, and I have a
That's
grilled
fair.
cheese maker.
And
That is fair.
That's just. I don't know if that's a thing. Well, is it called a grilled cheese
Panini
maker,
press.
or are you talking about a panini
or,
press?
or is it a George Foreman grill that you just press
It's a
down?
George Foreman
There you
grill.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a grilled cheese maker.
That's a grilled cheese maker.
It's only
Well,
good at making grilled cheese.
If he uses it to make anything other than grilled cheese, then it wouldn't be. But it's just
It
for
is
grilled
just
cheese.
a grilled cheese maker. So,
I feel like you're not very good at making grilled cheeses.
well, considering that I put 10 slices of cheese for every sub that I put on there, then yeah, I'm not very good.
Gross.
It's a lot of cheese.
A lot of cheese and a lot of
What's-
bread. It was disgusting.
Carson, what's your favorite
Favorite sandwich?
I don't have a favorite sandwich. I don't know.
That's too bad.
What's like a
There's some
go?
really
You go to
good
a sandwich shop and assume they just have every sandwich. What's a good
That's
go-to sandwich?
so. What's my favorite sandwich? Is what
what's
you're
your-
asking?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's a-
Again, I don't know.
What's a good go-to sandwich for you?
I-
That's never bad.
I don't know. It just depends on. It really depends on the place. 'Cause like I'll just go a basic sandwich, like a turkey or ham, cheese, everything on it.
What's everything?
Lettuce, onion, tomato.
Pickles?
Probably more pickles. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have a favorite sandwich. I love me a good French dip sandwich.
French
dude,
dips are
French
good.
dip.
I
is
love
so
me a good French dip.
It's so good.
Okay.
I'm
what's
a-
your What's your favorite sandwich?
You know my favorite sandwich.
Yeah, Reuben.
Reubens are gas.
He lo-
Always good.
He loves Reuben.
Mm.
Never bad.
He loves Reuben.
Oh, I see.
For
Reuben's
you.
pretty good.
Reubens
I
are
have a
so
hard
good.
time with Thousand Island, right? Or dressing. I think that's weird.
I think it was pretty
Personally?
gas.
It's really good.
But
Reuben's
in a
pretty
Reuben is
good.
when I'm like, oh, that's my exception.
I've
I'll-
never had a bad Reuben.
Hmm.
So
I guess I haven't either.
that's my lean to it. So
My actual favorite sandwich is a Philly cheesesteak.
Those are also pretty good.
those are pretty good.
As long as it's made good.
Yeah, for sure.
I've had some pretty bad Philly cheesesteaks.
This is the sandwich episode.
So we've all it's
Chat, what's your favorite sandwich?
We're not live, man. You can't just ask
Oh,
the chat.
I keep forgetting we're
You have
not
to say
live.
comments. What's your favorite? It's different.
But I like chat better.
Would you guys want to do the podcast live?
I mean, I don't know if anyone would want to hang out with us
No one would
for
wanna
an
watch
hour.
that.
but
I don't mean like just in general we do it live every single time. I mean, would we want to do it as one time? Oh, we're gonna do it as a live show.
I mean, we could.
If we have enough listeners and
Mhm.
they're all
Maybe if we got to the
local-
point where it'd be worth it. As of right now, no.
Yeah, if we have 2 people.
Oh yeah,
sitting
right
in the
now no,
crowd,
we wouldn't do it.
I mean, it'd be pretty funny. We just call out
We
chat
just-
every
we just
time,
have
and
Spock
it'd just
and,
be, it'd just be
What do you
Big
guys
Boss.
think? Just 2 people?
He'd have his hand raised the entire AI segment.
Oh, oh.
No, it's not a classroom. Put your hand down.
Put your hand down. No questions.
Put your hand down, Ferb.
Ever. No questions.
Do you guys think GTA is ever going to come out?
No.
I think
GTA
it's gonna
6?
come out in 2026.
Well, it will come out in 2026.
That's what they said.
Yeah, but have they
put
done
a-
the Silksong thing, or where they've announced the date and then they just have skimmed by the date before?
No, they usually go, oh, it'll come out in 2024. 2023
They never
rolls
said.
around,
They
and
never
go
said 2024.
2025.
2024 was never said.
No, okay, well, but they
But
did say
they said
2025.
2025, the third quarter. But then they already way early on said it'll be 2026.
Yeah, and then they went.
They knew
2026.
it was gonna be 2026, but then they set an exact date in 2026.
And then it's gonna get.
Which
pushed
was it?
back.
I don't know. Maybe February.
I didn't think they had a.
They did.
It's
They said
probably
it- they
getting
said it
pushed
in
back
one.
more.
Okay.
It might.
I
Who
don't know if it'll
knows?
ever come out.
L games.
It's gonna be crazy, and I'm gonna need a new PC to play it. Guaranteed.
Well, you're gonna need a new PlayStation or a new Xbox.
That's
oh yeah,
true.
it's not
I
coming
need
out
a new.
on
I need a
PC.
PlayStation. I do need a PS5.
Do you think it'll come out on the Switch? I doubt it, right? No way.
No.
No, not a chance.
No. 0% chance. And that's a Weedles promise.
Those are pretty rare.
They've never been wrong.
Would you bet your knife on it?
What knife?
Your CS knife?
I would. It's a Weedles promise. It's never wrong.
I think it's gonna come out on the Switch eventually.
What is eventually? Am I gonna be 45 and you're gonna go?
And then
Hey, you remember? And I'm gonna go.
You owe me a
I went,
CS
I went,
knife.
dude. CS got hacked a long time ago. Those are gone.
And I'd be like, dang. I'll take
My
cash
AI
instead.
took my Steam account. So.
I took my Steam account.
Bigfoot has it now or something.
It was literally a video of me. And I gave it to him.
He asked for my password, and I gave it to him.
I'm definitely getting scammed.
Yeah. I've already been scammed. 07's the butterfly knife.
Rest
Long-time
in peace.
viewers of the UIDAHO Esports will know.
Rest in peace. What was it? $1,200 knife.
Yeah.
Nice.
You got scammed out of a
I got-
$1,200 knife?
I got API scammed.
Oh, it was yeah, you got API scammed out of a butterfly knife. It was my cousin's. He was letting him use it. He's like, "Oh, let me get it back." Requested the trade. And he accepted a trade request
from his account.
from. No, it was from a
well,
different.
it
account.
was from. It had his
you
name.
didn't. You
it had
didn't.
his profile
you didn't
picture.
check
yeah.
the account.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, and then it took the knife, and we've never seen it since.
It's gone.
That is tragic.
And now his inventory consists of nothing, because he gambled it all away.
Did he again?
Oh, it's all gone.
Oh my
No,
god.
all of it's gone, except for his opened in Noir
And Chabos.
and Chabos.
That's crazy. Didn't he
Yeah.
have a Desert Hydra?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
He's got a gambling problem.
Yeah, now he just opens Pokemon.
But he doesn't
packs.
live in Idaho, so that's okay.
Now he just opens Pokemon cards.
Instead.
Like they have physical cards?
Yep.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
which is
I've
better.
seen some people. Your odds of actually flipping and making a profit on Pokemon cards are actually kind of crazy.
I don't feel like that's true.
They just are.
I feel like
I think
you're-
it's either you make a good profit or you lose so much money.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like the people that make money are just scalpers, and then they sell the pack.
To be fair, I also very much heavily disagree with scalping Pokemon cards of all things. Like, the kids are wanting to play these games. Obviously,
No one
Nintendo
wants to
and Game Freak are
no
like-
one wants to play the games,
No,
but people want to open
no,
the packs.
people want to
Does
play the
anybody
games.
play the Pokemon game?
I've
on
never-
Children do.
I've
Yes.
never seen
When?
anyone in my life play the Pokemon game.
My little brothers actively play the Pokemon trading. card
I've
game.
never seen anyone play it.
I've never
It-
seen
I-
That's
that.
that's
I
just me
promise
personally.
It's little kids that are wanting to play the games,
played
which is why it's
Bakugan.
unfortunate that
I also.
Bakugan was
Or
sick.
You ever played?
Beyblades.
You ever
Beyblade
played?
was sick
You ever
too.
played Bakugan on the PlayStation?
No.
That was probably one of my favorite games as a kid.
I wanted that game so bad.
It was so cool. Probably looks terrible now, but
Dude, you go back and look at old games, they look so bad.
yeah.
But you're like, I don't remember them being that bad.
Well, That's because I think some of them did age well. Like if you look at like Silent Hill 2, for example, that game still looks good
I've never
for an old
played
PS2
it or
game.
seen
You
it.
know, or like Lego Star Wars. Lego Star Wars still
Okay,
looks
okay,
good.
because you can't. It's Lego. The graphics aren't crazy
You
on
gotta
Legos.
look at games that are like supposed to be realistic, where you're like, oh yeah, this was realistic and it looked really good at the time, and then you go back and you're like, that's 4 polygons to make a face. Like, my go-to example is the old like Tony Hawk's Underground or American
Those are
Wasteland.
bad.
Yeah.
They look so bad, but I don't remember them being that bad.
Rampage.
I
That game
don't
looks
know.
Or
We
the
terrible.
also
old, the old
probably weren't
007 games as well.
I
They look so bad.
don't think they look bad. I think they just look like they're from that
They
era.
look
No,
old.
there's some that just do look bad.
Are you talking about the N64 one or the ones
No,
that came after?
just think of
PlayStation 2. I think it's
think back
Nightfire.
to games you used to play as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look it up. In your brain, you're like, yeah, it was just a normal game.
Yeah.
You look back at it, it looks so terrible.
Yeah, you're like, I don't remember it looking
Like in
this
your
bad.
brain, you remember it just as a normal game,
Yeah.
like you would play today, but the graphics are just
Mhm.
awful.
Yeah. I definitely can think about games like that.
Yeah. There's a lot of them. PS2 has a ton.
Well, it's because PS2 is early 2000s.
Is what?
Yeah, we're old.
PS2's what? The best console ever made?
No, it is the
probably.
Nintendo Switch 2 as of right now. Actually.
Nerd. Nerd.
Yeah, actually, there's like 2 games on it, so
That is true. There are only a couple games.
I think
PlayStation
PS5.
2 is awesome.
PS2 might be
probably-
my favorite console.
Oh, favorite console ever?
Yeah.
I think it had bangers, but I also think it had some real slobber knockers.
Well, I wasn't
yeah.
playing those.
You play good
What
games.
did you just say?
Slobber knockers?
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. I just played the good games.
That's the 45-year-old showing.
I think PS2 was the most nostalgic for me. I had the most fun playing it.
Oh, I agree.
In terms of games, in terms of just having a good time, probably just the normal Wii.
Xbox 360.
I never had an Xbox 360.
I played the Xbox for so many years.
I only
so
played it at my
I'm-
cousin's
I'm
house.
biased.
I played it. I was always a PlayStation. I grew up on PlayStation, and then I got an Xbox One.
Yeah.
So
I started on PlayStation 2, so it's like I have good fond memories because that was when I first got into gaming. When you
Yeah.
first are like, oh my gosh, these worlds are amazing. I can get lost in these for hours. And then you're like, nowadays you're like, okay, I've seen this so many times.
Yeah, there's a lot of tropes that are currently
Yep.
being reused. Right now, Dark Souls is the one that's... There's a lot of Souls games
Yep.
coming out right now.
Another Crab's Treasure though did it right. They
It's
were
'cause it was
such a
different.
good game.
it's because they memed it.
Did you play it?
I didn't play it. I didn't realize that it was a Souls game,
It's
though. I
so
thought it was
fun.
just a platformer with Michael Reeves
No,
as a
it
crab.
is.
I
Or
got
no,
it.
as the shark. Sorry.
He was also he was one of the enemies.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
It is a full Souls like.
It's so like I got it on Game Pass. I think I got like a discount Game Pass. It was like $5, and I went and played because I was looking at buying the game anyway.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, I can just get it on Game Pass for cheaper, and so played through it. It's a great game.
People talk about the soundtrack in Elden Ring. Another Crab's Treasure
Oh,
goes crazy.
so good.
It's so gas.
I might have to give it a try then.
you do. You need to.
I
on
never
stream.
play. I don't think I'll ever play it, just because I've seen.
You watched me play
Yeah,
through
I
it.
watched you play it. And I've if I watch a game fully through, then I'm not gonna care
Yeah.
to play it.
It's like, there's some games I'm like, I wish I didn't watch a playthrough of this before I got to it. But
Mm.
Firewatch,
Firewatch is one of them.
good game.
I played through Firewatch anyway. Still an amazing game.
Yeah.
Also another one. If you have not played it, go and play that.
That's
game.
the one where you're sitting in the tower with the...
Yes.
Yeah.
Full story game. Good game.
Very
Outer
good.
Wilds.
Outer Wilds.
Also a great game.
Glad I never
Uh,
watched anything on that.
What is it? A Way Out? Is that prison escape game?
That
I
2-player.
watched a playthrough, and it's just a story game. So that's
You watch? Did you watch me and Sam play?
I
it?
watched you guys play it, but I'd already seen a playthrough
Yeah.
before that when it came.
Well,
out.
that was a full. That game was full. Like
I watched H2O Delirious play through it.
that's crazy. I didn't know anything about that game when
Yeah.
we got it, but we're like, it's a 2-player game. It's on sale. Let's get
That's
it.
because I was like, oh, they're like, oh, you should get it, and I was like, I already watched.
I've already
it,
watched
played
it.
through
Yeah.
That game's heartbreaking,
It is.
but it's good.
I think you can come back to a game that you've watched. So, for example, when I originally wanted to play through Xenoblade Chronicles, I didn't understand the game at all. I was like, this game is weird. I don't understand the controls. I'm not going to play it. But I wanted to watch it, so I watched through the whole thing anyway. And then, like, 5 or 6 years later, I played through the definitive edition when it came out, and I
Right.
didn't remember all the things about it, and I actually learned how the game played, and that's my favorite game of all time now.
And I think that's what makes a good game is being able to come back and play it again.
Yeah.
And like notice things you didn't see before, or
Mhm.
like understand the story better.
If you wait a long
So-
enough time, you can come back to almost any game.
I'm planning
long
on
as
doing
it's
that with
good.
Outer Wilds. I played through the game for like 40 hours in like a week, and I was like, all right, not gonna touch it for 5
I
years,
know
and
I'll
come
definitely
back.
end up going back to it at some point.
Yeah.
Just because it's a great story game. The way it plays, you basically just have to learn everything yourself.
Yeah.
But then the mechanics of the game are just great.
Yeah.
It just feels nice to play.
Also,
And
I love space.
And a
so-
crazy soundtrack.
I love space. So that and like No Man's Sky. I love just the exploration of it. And
I heard No Man's Sky really flopped. Did you
It
like?
So one thing about No Man's Sky is if you go back to launch, I think it launched in like 2017 or
It
something.
was a long
like that.
time ago. I was in high school.
It was so ahead of its time because it's a procedurally generating open universe that goes on literally forever.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can play that game for 60 hours and never go to the same planet again. The problem is when they made it, and a similar problem with Starfield is all of the planets felt kind of samey
Mm-hmm.
because the generation was all very similar and stuff like that. And then they overshot what they were trying to do. And so when the game came out, it was so buggy, so unpolished, kind of like how Cyberpunk was,
Mm-hmm.
where the launch flopped so heavily. But now if you go back to it, they have polished it, and it's got one of the like most supported communities of any game I can think of. Just because the people that have stuck with it love the game so much, and so
And did they make a sequel, or am I
no,
tripping?
it's still
Okay.
just No Man's Sky, and they've done so many updates to it.
They'd come out with a bunch of updates, don't they?
They do big updates like every year. They do like a
They haven't
30
like
gigabyte
charged for a
update.
DLC or anything,
Nope.
have they?
That's actually really
And
rare
their
nowadays.
game goes on sale all the time.
Mhm. It's a good game. You do need a fairly decent PC or console to run it because it's
You also need a good sale because it's a pretty expensive
it's a
game.
pretty expensive
It's
game.
like
and
what,
it,
$50?
yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
pretty
like
expensive.
40 or $50. Also, Cyberpunk is another game to if you haven't, go back and play it.
Yeah. Now that Cyberpunk's kind of like settled down, and it is like, oh, it is a great game, and it's polished more than it used to be
Yeah.
when it came out. I'm wanting to play through Cyberpunk.
Well, I
now.
learned more about what Cyberpunk was because I thought there was a different Cyberpunk game before that.
No.
Because
No.
like everything with Cyberpunk was so pop. Like I've always heard about Cyberpunk, and then that game was coming out.
Everybody talked about it for years before.
Yeah.
it
I
came
know. I'm
out.
like, it must just be another game, and then I learned that it just wasn't another game.
I also didn't play the DLC. I don't know if any of us played. You've never played the game.
No, I do have it now. I
Yeah.
just haven't played it yet.
Was it Phantom Liberty? I never played it. My brother was a big fan of Cyberpunk, so and he's like, "Go play it again. Go play it. Go play it."
I'll probably end up playing it.
Yeah.
I will
pretty
end up playing it. I'm waiting to get a good PC.
There's a lot of games that you go back and play, and you're like, the story is so unmatched of what is being put out today. Like, I went back. So I recently, like I'm saying, like a month and a half ago, I played through Skyrim for the first time all the way through.
Mm.
Like I've played the start of that game probably 30 times, but I never beat the game. And then I sat down and I played it for like a week and just dumped like 60 hours into it in a week. And storyline, great. It's a great game. But like you look at games that are coming out now, and it's like, it's especially from big companies, and that's why I think I hate big companies in gaming. I think indie is where the future of gaming is.
I think so too. And the other thing that I think is super duper important too is the preservation of these older games, because I'm a big emulation and ROM enthusiast. Obviously, attempt to get them legally where you can, but like, just some of these games just aren't being made anymore. Like, who knows about Brigade Land for the PS1? Nobody knows about what that game is, and they don't sell that game anymore.
I'm cool with the ROMs and emulators for the games that you just can't get.
Yeah.
Like they literally are gone off the face of the planet, and you just can't get them.
Or like they're so expensive because they're collector's items.
Yeah,
now.
exactly. It's like,
Like you
oh,
go
it's
and
an
buy
ancient
like
relic.
a Pokemon Red GameCube or Game Boy cartridge. Like
It's like
it's
no,
not
just
worth that much money to buy.
Shout
one.
out Infinity Blade. Goated game. It's goated.
But
But
yeah,
yeah,
I
so
think the only ROMs I've ever done is old Pokemon games.
But that's part of the reason why I'm like, oh yeah, we want to preserve some of these older games, because especially since we're, like you had mentioned, we're starting to lose some of the charm and the actual, I'm gonna say, love for the genre that people have
Right.
put into these games that they make.
I think it's also and okay, I'm gonna take a jump here into the future.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen or read Ready Player One.
No.
Mhm.
You've not seen or read the
No.
read the book?
I've seen
Just spoil it. Go.
It's amazing. It's about the metaverse kind of,
Mm-hmm.
where a guy makes the VR headset and it's like the most immersive thing, and you become a part of this world, and it's a whole different like. The online world is more important to people than the
Then the real
Real
world.
It's where they make their money and everything.
Yeah.
But it's like it has so many of these different pop cultures and different games and important things to people, and it like everything in life is also in the Oasis is what it's called. So it's like I think that could be like these old games could be reborn again if something like that happens.
I don't see that ever happening. The way it's portrayed in the I've seen the movie.
Right.
It's cool. It doesn't logistically make any sense for that. There was also like that. There was that time when people like tried to make the metaverse a thing,
Right.
and they were like selling virtual property and stuff. And I'm like, this is a game, and it just died.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't see logistically how that could actually work. I can see people like making money in those kinds of things, but making it like
I don't think
the
there'd ever
main
be a
thing.
scenario. People already can take the things that they like and love it more than life itself,
Right.
which is a problem. You should definitely not do that. It's not healthy for you. But like people still need to eat and sleep and breathe, and so like there are moments where you do have to leave. This
that was
external
actually kind of
world.
like the whole point of the movie.
Yeah.
It
Is it-
by the end of it, it's like comes like it's not the most important thing. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be like this.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, people who have this idea watch that movie all the way through and see the ending.
Yeah.
That's not to say that having a metaverse like that would be cool. I do think it'd be
No,
very,
it'd be
very
awesome.
awesome.
It'd be
for-
awesome.
Like you would just connect the world in such a big manner.
From what I've
Yeah.
seen, that's what Epic Games is trying to become.
That's what that is, and I think that they're maybe not doing it right, but they are doing it how it would have to be done if we want this to kind of happen. Where like they're buying all of these other companies.
Yeah, I'm like they
Yeah,
have the
they-
basis.
They can take these games and ideas and implement like putting Rocket League into Fortnite. Yeah, it's because they bought the company. They bought Psionic. Is that what
Psionics.
Psionic?
But even with the companies that they didn't buy, they
Their
partnered with them.
partner, Yeah.
If they want to make a metaverse, they have everything.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of a character from something that they don't have. Almost all of it.
Yeah, they have so many connections, and it's like I think that would be and they technically they have started it. They hired people in I think 2022. They put like $30 million down and hired a bunch of people to start working on a hidden project in their company.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's what their creative is turning into as
Yeah.
well. People are just creating whatever they want in there now.
so
There's things in there that doesn't even feel like Fortnite. It's just
no,
whatever people are making now.
yeah, it's like that, and I think Roblox is probably the other option.
Roblox is the other very, very big one.
So, and I think it's different, and it doesn't look the same because in my brain it's a virtual world where they're putting on virtual reality and they're in that world, whereas it's currently in a state of you're on a console, you're playing games instead of
There
that,
is
but
still a screen in between you and
yeah,
this
Epic.
other
It
realm.
seems like Epic is leaning more towards becoming the hub
right,
for games. Like they basically want you to load into their thing to then go to games.
right,
Instead of Steam.
Like they would be a built-in one where it'd be like almost like a hub world where it's like it's its own game, but then you can go to other games.
right.
And I guarantee they'll work on making it a virtual reality type thing
Yeah.
very soon.
Which honestly isn't too difficult.
I mean,
No.
VR chat's already done it pretty much.
Yep.
So
Yeah, but that one's
it
also
can be
not very
done.
regulated.
no,
There's a
That
bunch
one's
of
really bad.
I've been in there a few times.
MatPat, get to work on regulating that. Please.
Yeah,
We
please.
need to work on VR chat. There's some people that need
We
to
need
be
we need to
banned.
get Demon off there.
Demon. Yeah.
Shout out Demon.
Maybe don't.
VR chat's a weird. Well, VR chat's a weird place.
So I don't even know who's talked to Demon on VR.
I've never
chat.
been in it in VR because I would just join on my desktop and
Yeah.
just for fun. I don't want to.
It's got some of the most weird people.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why I
you'll
go
ever
on
talk
there.
to.
I like to just like talk to weird people. Just
And
see.
I think it's hilarious the people that lean into it and they're like they know they're being weird, but they just lean into it and make it even funnier.
well, sometimes they're not even leaning it. That's just them.
That's
True.
just
And then
that's
I
the other
like
people,
I
though.
like to rile them up.
Yeah.
I find it really funny.
He's
so
a troll.
do you actually know the way?
What?
You're not bringing this back.
I'm not bringing it back.
You're
Okay.
not bringing
I'm
back
sorry.
Ugandan knuckles.
I would just rile people up though.
Yeah.
I think it's really
It's
funny.
really funny to watch. We lost like 4 hours one night.
Dude, it's so it's been a few nights.
Oh, it's happened multiple nights.
Like there was this one guy, who's Freddy Fazbear. He's probably one of the greatest characters I've ever met in gaming ever.
The Freddy Fazbear.
Dude, he was the weirdest guy. He was gone off this planet while playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know
But
what he was on.
he had, like,
Maybe he
this-
was just happy.
He had soundboards that would just play, and he would just be like talking to himself all the time.
Yeah. It was really funny to watch.
That's where that comes from. When we ever
Whoa.
because I would just follow him around. We went into this weird thing. We walked through a box, and then we were in a train,
Yeah, you were in the start of Half-Life 2.
Half-Life train, and he just goes,
Or Half-Life 1.
"Whoa!" And I'm like, what is
See,
going on?
that's the kind of thing that's like that I love VR chat for, is people can bring like their like characters' things into other worlds, and that was somebody's object that they had made.
It's cool. VR chat is very cool.
Yeah.
It is a very cool thing. I've never really experienced the really cool parts. I've seen some cool things, but I'm
Right.
usually just in there just to
Mess around.
just to chill and like
Mess
talk to
around and
random
hang out with
people
people that you are far away from.
that I'll
physically.
never meet, and they can't hurt me
Yeah.
when I make them mad. Or you just walk in on a weird conversation. You're like,
I
shouldn't.
shouldn't be here.
I
My bad.
don't
I-
want to
I'll
just
s-
leave.
You want me to go, or are you gonna go? I'll see myself.
I have a
out.
few clips where I'm like, I don't even like hear it at the time, but then I'm like, I walk away and I'm like, did they just say what I think they just said? And then I have to go back and watch it later.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of watching it later, if you missed the end of this episode, I think we're at time, boys.
We're at time.
I think we're at time. But so if you want to watch us later, we have other episodes that you can come check out. It's not just this one. Episode 3 is done and dusted now.
Yeah, episode 3.
End of potty time is over.
End of
It's
potty
over.
time.
End of potty time.
So I mean,
We'll
hey,
see what happens for next week's episode. It'll be interesting.
We'll see.
it will be
Stay
interesting.
posted.
But we've been Vandals Offline.
Hey, where can they find you guys? At?
Oh.
What?
Nothing. Find me everywhere, maybe with Weedles, maybe Weedles 48. I don't know.
One of these weeks he'll actually check.
I'll check one of these times. No one's checking me out anyway.
He's
Yeah.
not.
Except for these two fine gentlemen, weirdos. Where can they find you at?
CS_Stix.
No one cares. How about you?
ZG FenRir on everywhere.
Also, no one cares.
Okay.
This has
well,
been Vandals Offline.
Hey, I think we're gonna head online. Now.
We're heading
It's a-
online.
it's
It's a
a
play on
pun-
words from online
it's a
to off.
pun on
Or
online.
it's a
It's
play
a-
on words from off.
Play on
Online.
Let's play on words.
We're play on online.
We're going offline.
We're
going
offline.
online.
Heading online.
Just have to break into laughter every single time we finish.